Oh, one bit right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the watch along for Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. Still a big game for United. Relatively big. It's obviously not the Arsenal game on Sunday, which is the main one everybody's looking forward to. But this is still a very, very important game. And we've got to keep that momentum going, haven't we? The lineups are out. Well, they're not out. Sorry, they're going to be out in the 9 minutes. But we've already got early team news. And we think this is what the team is going to be. So, are you ready? Hold on to your hats. This is the team. David De Gea starts in net, of course. Numero 1. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Rafael Varane and Lisandro as a centre-back partnership. We've got Luke Shaw at left back. We've got Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno in the midfield. And then we have Antony, Marcus Rashford, the man in form, and our new signing on loan, Wout Weghorst is the striker. So anyone just joining, big up yourselves, big up the whole community. Brandon's in the cut. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing very well. The team, I'm going to repeat it once more for new people who are constantly joining. So David De Gea is in there, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Lisandro Martinez and Rafa Varane at centre back, Luke Shaw at left back, and then we've got Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. We've got Antony and Marcus Rashford on the wings, and we've got big Wout Weghorst up top, the 6'6" man, which I'm definitely going to talk about very shortly. But that is the lineup. That is who we're playing. I'm just waiting for Crystal Palace's team to drop, and then I will definitely get into that. But what do we think? What do we think, people, of the lineup? How's in each individual player going to affect this game? Are we worried about Casemiro? Obviously, on a yellow card. If he gets another yellow card, then he's going to be out for the Arsenal game. So that could be risky. Will we then bring him off maybe after 45 minutes, 50 minutes if we're a couple up? Big Weghorst, the new signing, starting. How's he going to affect? He's only had, a couple of days most to train with the squad. So will he be ready for it? He's obviously already played in the Premier League before, hasn't he? So you would think he knows what to expect. He knows the intensity. He knows the pace of the game, how quick it goes. So he should adapt relatively quick. He's obviously got speedy wingers alongside him in Antony and Marcus Rashford. And with him, this is the first thing I discussed about Weghorst when we found out or learned that he was going to sign him, was he will take up a big area in that forward line and he will attract centre-backs because he's a very physical player. He's a pressing demon. And he'll be a problem for him. He'll offer something different. He's obviously not a Martial who likes to drop into like the number 9, link up play, some nice little touches, dribbling. He's physical. He'll get at you. He's got a good finish on him. So I expect him to play well tonight. And we were discussing this in the preview as well. We thought he might start. Again, I don't think Jadon Sancho's on the bench. One of the rumours that's gone about in a minute is basically we're not going to rush him back. We're going to take our time with that. I believe Garnacho isn't in today's squad for whatever reason. I have no idea why. I'm not sure if he's picked up a knock or if that's anything to do with his contract talks. I have absolutely no idea. But let's get into some comments and let's see what everyone's on. See what we think. There we go. Zoe's Media House in the house. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well and you're good. Risky with Casemiro, says Brandon. Vincent Bullock waves to the team pick. Tadmore, McGlashan, win. Absolutely. That's what we're going for today. Not messing about with that team. Yep, taking it very serious. It was similar to when the Charlton lineup got announced. I know Crystal Palace are a completely different level. They're both mid-table, but in different leagues. A different level. But the reaction to that was like, oh shit, Ten Hag's actually taking it serious. And he's just going strong in every game. Just bang, bang, bang. Rick Barlow said, yeah, already read that out. Sorry. Zoe's Media House, early predictions 6-1. Got a feeling we're due a battering. Or they're due a battering. I hope we're saying they're due a battering. I can't see Bally's slapping us 6-1. Casemiro will be fine. He's not a rash player. It's a good point. But maybe that's something Patrick Vieira, who, apparently, correction, Garnacho's with the squad. Okay, very interesting. I don't know why someone's reported before Garnacho's not in the squad. Apparently he is. Rate Antony from 1 to 10 from his performance till now. It's hard because Antony scored, hasn't he? He scored 6 goals, which is more than Gabriel Jesus. And everyone was raving about him, wasn't there, at the start of the season. So he's getting the goals, but his performance-wise, he definitely needs to pick up on it. And I think that will, especially when Sancho comes back and his threat. You got Palestri, Sancho, Garnacho, all in wing positions who can challenge for that. So that's really interesting. Tad Moore says, no joke about this game. Yeah, that's it, mate. That's exactly it. We're taking it serious. It's important to keep this momentum going. What about what was I going to say? The not the defensive situation. Lisandro Martinez, sorry, is what discussed me. I had a bit of a brain fart then. What do we think about Leacher back in the team? He was obviously chomping at the bit, wanting to get back in for the Manchester derby. Ten Hag went with Luke Shaw, but now we've got Leacher back. Do you expect them levels to be raised again? Because before he went off for the World Cup, he was absolutely fantastic when he was doing bits for us. What my favourite player, still is my favourite player. Yeah, what do we expect from him today? Do you think it's going to be comfortable for him? Dealing with Eze, dealing with Wilfred Zaha? Do you think we can deal with that transition clean with experienced players, with Varane, Leacher, and Casemiro? I think we'll be fine, won't we? It can be dangerous. We know Zaha on his day, 1v1, can absolutely tear people apart. So that is obviously a situation to focus on. But what does this game mean for everyone? I want to discuss the... well, it's literally Huff Gaming just said it perfectly there. It's literally what I was just about to talk about. Are Manchester United in a title race? Are United in a title race? Are we in a top 4 race? What do we think? Let's get a general consensus here. Let's get an opinion going. Let me know, guys. What do you think? If we win this game and if we beat Arsenal, I think we're in a title race. As it stands right now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I also think our squad depth is very, very thin. But if we can keep everyone fit by some miracle, we can beat Arsenal, we win today. Look, anything's possible. Anything is possible at all, isn't it? 6 points, and we're banging a title race, as Kyle Evans. So, I mean, man, it's interesting. Really, really interesting. Make sure you smash a like on the YouTube, by the way, please, and subscribe to our channel. We are past that 1,000 subscriber mark, which we haven't properly announced yet. We obviously appreciate all the support, but we're going to do a show on Friday for that, which is basically celebrating it, reaching that big landmark for us. So, yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Vincent Bullock says, yes, we are. And if you don't think we are, there's something wrong with you. Going very strong there, Vincent. I like it. You won't beat us at the Emirates. We've got an Arsenal fan in the chat. We'll see about that. Well, we've already beat you once, haven't we, at Old Trafford? So, we've got no injuries and plenty sitting on the bench to win it. If Arsenal lose Ødegaard, they're out, apparently. Yeah, a lot of people positive. I like it. And then we've got a more kind of structured approach from Tad Moore, McGlashan there, saying 1 win at a time. And that is, I believe that'll be the answer that Ten Hag will give, won't if he gets asked about it. He'll be like, listen, don't chat to me about no titles or nothing like that. We win tonight, we win the next game, we take it step by step. You lot can dream. I'm pretty sure that's what he said in his press conference. The fans can dream, but we're not allowing ourselves. We're keeping our feet on our ground and we're going. Lewis Jackson, big up Lewis. Off work tomorrow, on the beers tonight. Let's go. I might whip out a beer myself. I'll see. I've got a couple of Moretti's there, but I'll see how the game's going. Big up all the follows and the likes on TikTok. Really appreciate that and the support. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. This is the new, fresh, independent, modern fan channel. So if you like football content, you need something to watch, make sure you check us out. We've got loads of lads on the channel, a couple from India, a couple from Ireland. We've got a lad from Nigeria, a couple Mancunians. So we've got a well-diverse squad in, basically. We've nearly got our own football team, essentially, and they're all going to be on Friday for the celebration of 1,000 subscribers. And thank you to you guys. You lot are the ones that have made it happen. So from me personally, I really appreciate it. And thank you for the constant support, the love you show on social media, all that kind of stuff, because it's impossible to do this kind of stuff without you. Why would I want to talk to a screen now without anyone behind it or without anyone interacting with me? It'd be boring as fuck. So you guys are the one that make it happen. So thank you for that. Do you think Anthony lacks confidence? Like if you look at some simple passes, he fails to execute them, and the 6 goals have come single side trajectory. Yeah, exactly. I do agree with that. I think Sancho is very one-dimensional. I think some of the defenders are starting to proper read him now, and he's going to have to switch up his game. That comes down to coaching, doesn't it? Let's see what Ten Hag does with him. I believe there's a talented player in there. Not an £85 million player, but that's not his fault that we bought him for that. I believe he's a talented player there. Just patience with Anthony, I would suggest. And the Sancho update is Manchester United are not going to rush him back. He probably won't even be back for the Arsenal game. So there's your Sancho update, basically. Now, Ryan Mitchell says, I believe if we win tonight and then Sunday, the games up to March should be an easy run, hopefully. Congested though, innit? That's the only thing. It's very, very congested. But I believe if we can keep everyone fit, we can do it. But I just don't think we can. I think we'll get a couple of injuries. I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but I've just got that feeling. It is what it is. Mr. Ballyman is back again. Thank you very much for that. He says, we have an awful record against Palace away. Not won there in the last 7 years. I'm glad you've mentioned that because you've just given me the perfect segue to my next point. So, in our last 5 games between each other, we have only won 2 of them. So, tonight might be a bit of a bogey team. This is what I'm saying. Will it be a banana skin? We've only won 2, drew 1, and they've won 2. In our last game, I'm pretty sure they beat us 1-0. Something along the lines of that. Wilfred Zaha scored. So we haven't done great against them of late. But the thing is, the difference is at the minute, we've got Eric Ten Hag at the helm. We've got Casemiro on the team, Varane, Lisandro, Marcus Rashford in the form of his life. So, yeah, I think we'll probably smash them tonight. In the preview, was a little bit on the fence about it. It was saying, I don't know, it could be a tough game. It's one of them midweek, and you're kind of like, I'm not sure. But I think we can go get it done tonight. Just to repeat the lineup for you guys. David De Gea in net. We had early team news. I told you about this. Wan-Bissaka against his old team. How will he do? He obviously knows Zaha's game very well. That'll be an interesting battle. Keep your eyes on that. Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw make up the rest of the defense. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Christian Eriksen in the midfield, as usual. And then a new dynamic up top, a new attacking dynamic. Anthony on the right-hand side. Wout Weghorst, or Wout Workhorse, as I like to call him, starts up top on his debut. And Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. How do we? Let's get some comments flowing. Let's get some likes smashing on the video and the TikTok. Build up to kickoff now, of course. How are we all feeling? I was discussing the title race and top 4 hopes beforehand, before we got the confirmation of the team news. I still want to talk about that. How do we feel? How do we feel? Title race or what? What are we saying? Are we doing a title charge? If we win this, get momentum, take it into the Arsenal game. Even if we take a draw, maybe. I'm not going in with that mentality. I believe we can beat Arsenal because we've done it before. We've proven it. But even if we go in with a draw, we've got City who are playing Spurs tomorrow night. They could drop more points. You know, Spurs notoriously against them. City have not the greatest record. It's all cooking up, man. It's getting interesting. These next couple of months are going to be season defining. We've obviously had the news about the ownership as well. And for anyone who wants updating on that, I'll give you that update now. So last night, the news broke that Ineos had entered the tender procedure to buy Manchester United. So Jim Ratcliffe has confirmed that he's officially in the running to buy the club from the Glazers. Now, this is a very interesting move from Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. It's the first cog of the wheel to really move in this ownership kind of vehicle. The first one to throw it out there. Is he doing it for fan support to get a bit of a backing? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But how would you guys feel about that as well? Let's discuss the ownership because I think it's fascinating at the minute. We're being linked with the likes of like American companies in the US. I bought 6th Street, I believe they're called, but they've come out and denied it. So we're like, well, they're either in it or not. You don't really have a clue. Dubai interested. People from Asia are interested. It's going to be a bidding war now until the end of March, basically, when the Glazers are aiming to sell, essentially. So it's fascinating at the minute. Let's get some comments in and see what your thoughts on the ownership. I really want to get an opinion on this, so please put your comments in and talk to me about the ownership. I want to know what people are going for. Would they prefer state ownership, or would they prefer the more British route, kind of United fan? Maybe bringing an ex-player, all that kind of stuff. It seems very divided at the minute. Some people are just like, give me the oil money, oil me up, as what they're calling it. Some people are saying, morally, don't sit right with me. I want to go with, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I was going to call him Jim Branston then. Branston's pickle, innit? What am I on about? Sir Jim Ratcliffe, yeah. We've got 31 people in the chat on YouTube. Smash a like on the video, please, and subscribe to our channel. We was on 1,013 before I came live. Hopefully that's gone up. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, smash a like on the video and push that up. Ollie's saying I've subbed to your YouTube. Thank you very much for that, Ollie69. Big up yourself. Huff Gaming, as far as the United takeover, do you think Dubai investors had a bit of positive rivalry element to the business with Man U to be ahead of City, PSG, injecting more money into the club? Now, this is, in regards to ownership, this is the interesting thing, right? Because whoever it is who's coming in is going to need deep-filled pockets. They're going to need a lot of fucking money. You've got this stadium, which if you're just going to kind of renovate it or modernize it, it's going to cost £1 billion. If you're going to knock it down and build a new stadium, that's going to cost £2 billion. You've got our wages per year, which is the most expensive in the Premier League, 200 to 300 million, somewhere around that kind of ballpark figure. And then you've got investment in the summer. People are expecting you to spend expecting the new owners to spend about 200 million there. So you've got a lot of training ground facilities need updated, like the women's team need upgrading. So you're talking probably in the area of 4-5 billion plus what you're going to pay for the club as well, which would be about 5-6 billion. You're talking an overall investment of about 10 billion pounds. You're probably looking at. So whoever it is who's coming in need to spend a lot of money. And it's interesting. I was reading up about Sir Jim Ratcliffe last night. So a lot of the things that were floating about his time at Nice, saying that, he's not exactly the best run. The return on profits hasn't been great, which I understand. But on the field, they was overachieving slightly. They finished 5th and 2nd at some point, I think. They've got this similar kind of philosophies to United, how they want to integrate youth into the squad, a heavy focus on that. That is obviously something United fans will appreciate. That's what we're about. And a lot of things he's doing good for the club, but there's some things that are bad for club financial. So that was just to clear that up for you guys who was wondering, how is Sir Jim Ratcliffe managing his other club in France? And again, that could be another club that's used for, if you want to send players out on loan, like your Palestris, Amads, Ilangas, all them kind of guys, you can send them over. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Zoe's Media House says, please, no Middle East owners. This is what I'm saying. Divided it. And we're supposed to be united, not divided. And it's a shame, but I get I absolutely understand everyone's decision, whatever it is they're going with. Let's get into a few more comments. But yeah, to answer your Huff Gaming's question, sorry, do you think Dubai investors had a bit of positive rivalry? It depends where you're coming from. Dubai themselves isn't oil money. I think that's more like a more marketing brand kind of situation. They ran out of oil a good few years ago. They're not like an Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia, stuff like that. They're more, what Dubai are about. Everyone knows about Dubai. And they're going to want to attach their name to a massive entity like Manchester United because it just, the power of this club. It's absolutely huge in it, especially worldwide. We've dropped a poll in the chat, so let me know who you think wins. Will United win tonight? Will it be a draw or will Crystal Palace win? Thank you for dropping that poll, Sam. Shreyas Neon says, Shreyas, sorry, in the chat. I'm flying at 100 mile an hour here. I need to woosah, slow down. Shreyas says 1,018 subscribers. Let's go. Thank you very much for that. 2-1. Ollie69 saying 2-1. Minus all the debt. Crystal Palace 2, United 1. Come on, Manchester United. Heard Jim giving United fans free memberships for Amazon Prime. Should have started McTominay because Casemiro is 1 yellow away from suspension. That's very interesting. Gladiators seem to be bumping up the price and the figures in 10 keepers, girls, boys, inflated. No idea what that means. Don't want oil money. Leave that to City. It taints the success. It's very interesting, this. Very interesting. There's such a big divide on it. And I think either way, first and foremost, we know what the Glazers are going to do, right? We know they're just going to be like, right, whoever bids the most, I don't give a fuck if you're a serial killer, millionaire/billionaire, billionaire, you can buy it. Do you know what I mean? That they don't care. They're just going to be like, whoever offers the most money, I don't give a shit what you do to the club. That's who we're going to sell it to, essentially, because they don't care, do they? If they do care, the ownership that's been for the past 18 years wouldn't have been how it was, just constantly fucking dragging money out of us and letting clowns run the asylum. So I think that's very interesting, and they're just going to sell for whoever pays the most. And I do think my hunch on this situation is I think a couple more people are going to announce that they're interested in buying United. Maybe a couple of big wealthy owners in Asia, and maybe another one in the US. And then I think Dubai are going to come in, and I think they're going to go, boom, there's 7 billion. We're going to agree to spend this much money, this amount in the summer. We're going to pay for the stadium. We're going to do this, etc., blah, blah, blah. And then for them, essentially, in 10 years' time, they'll have the return on that anyway. So it's a long-term investment. We're not the club that we was when back in the day, when the Glazers first bought us, even though they leveraged us on debt. Because when they bought us an opportunity to make money. Like United were popping at the time. It was a couple of years before Champions League winning the Premier Leagues. We were winning English Cups and stuff like that. So it was profitable. They could see the future and be like, right, well, United are going to be worth X amount in 10 years. If they only invested 200 million of their own money and then borrowed the rest. So essentially, the return that they're getting on a club, if they sell it for £6 billion, is, I don't even know what that times is. If they bought it for 600, it's obviously times 10 in it. So they're making a big, big profit on this and they're lining the pockets. And United at this moment in time in the Premier League, given everything that's going on, it's a massive, massive club to own. And these kind of clubs don't come around very often. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Glazers have been in charge for 18 years. So me personally, I just want someone to come in who loves the club, who wants to be here and wants to treat it like a family home. That's what I want. Let's read some more comments. We smashed Palace today, says Shreyas. Hope so. Middle East people are super rich, though. Oil money. What do you think about Osman? Should United look for him in the summer? I'd prefer Osman to Kane, if I'm being honest. Palestri on the bench. Shreyas happy about that. FootHub. BTEC, United stand, but great work. Amazing channel and amazing vid. I mean, yeah. I'll take it. But FootHub, what you got to remember is we're at the start of our journey. Was United stand at the start of their journey this quality content? I don't think it was. So, either side, you can look at both sides. The money Dubai has got will be hard to compete with in a bidding war. This is what I think. This is what I mean. Xavi Simmons, hello. Big up yourself, mate. I hope you're doing well. Ollie69's asking what time kickoff is. 8 o'clock, mate. Glazers are sugarcoating it. Very interesting. You're going to lose against Arsenal on Sunday. We'll see about that, mate. Palace are our bogey team. We could go 3-0 up and still lose 4-3 to these. It's weird. I do agree with that. Palace, I think everyone's, kind of going on saying like, oh, we're going to smash them, etc., blah, blah, blah. But I do think if they can be compact, organised, frustrate you, and then hit you with Zaha and Eze on the counter-attack, it can be a tough night, especially at Selhurst Park when the fans are getting behind them and stuff. So, yeah. FootHub, yeah, I know you're right. You're such amazing quality, very underrated. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But I get your point as well, completely. But we're on a journey in a minute. We're trying to get to the top. We're pushing absolutely everything. We've got more and more new stuff coming out, which we can't really talk about yet. But you'll see. You'll see. Arsenal will get their second loss of the season this weekend. Yeah. And it'll be against us again. Would you take Henderson back? No. The way he was going on, that he was by him being locked in a cage and he didn't want to play in front of Ten Hag because he knew he'd want to keep him. Like, shut up, mate. I don't give a fuck. Go spend the rest of your season at Forest. I couldn't give a shit about him, to be completely honest. So, yeah, not too fussed about Dean Henderson. Let's talk a little bit more about Crystal Palace then. I don't know if any of you guys, well, I don't think a lot of you would watch him week in, week out. The kind of in that mid-table team, sit 12th at the minute. Won 1, in the last 5 games, so they're in really bad form at the minute. They're only 2 points ahead of Nottingham Forest. Like I said, organised, compact, are going to look to hit us with Zaha and Eze on the counter-attack. They have very physical players. You can make it a bit of a boxing match in there, so that's something. But we have now, players like Casemiro in that midfield straight away dominated. Lissandro, physical, up for it. Anthony, even on the wing, even though his frame, he might be slightly skinny, he's up for it. We got all these guys, Bruno Fernandes, up for it. So physicality, I don't think will be an issue, personally. Maybe on set pieces and stuff like that, but I believe we'll be all right. We should have enough quality to shine through this team, and I just can't wait to feel that momentum after the game if we get a win. Maybe Rashford scores again, and everyone's absolutely buzzing. Everyone's absolutely buzzing for that Arsenal game, aren't they? If we get past this, if we just get the job done tonight, that's all that matters. And then Sunday, such a huge game. It's probably the biggest game between United and Arsenal in, I can't even think, in a long, long time. A long, long time. Who would have thought United and Arsenal? It's like we're coming full circle again. Obviously, Arsenal have had the dips in form. We've had our dips in form. But it's interesting. They're flying at the minute, and I think a player like Ødegaard is so important for them and so good. When he's on rhythm, he's one of the best in the league. He's, if not the best in the league in his position. He's definitely in the conversation with Bruno and De Bruyne anyway. Arsenal can't win. We again. Yeah, I hope not. Look, I'm a United fan at the end of the day. Is Rashford playing? Yeah, of course he is. He's on the left-hand side. We've got De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lissandro, Varane, Luke Shaw in defence, Casemiro, Bruno and Eriksen in the midfield, Anthony, Mr. Wout Weghorst and Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. Inside. Mr. Wout up top. Can't wait to see what he's doing. But yeah, for us, excuse me, for us, we've won 9 out of our last 9 games. Could we make it 10 in a row? That'd be the first time We've done that since 2009 under Sir Alex Ferguson. Big stat there from Ten Hag. He's got a current win percentage of 75%. It's, yeah. 1 second, let me just sort this wig out. Look at the state of that. Ugh. Haircut. You can tell it's January, can't you? Fucking state of that haircut. Jesus. So, yeah, 9 out of 9 at the minute. If we win our next game, that's 10 in a row. First time since 2009 under Sir Alex Ferguson. Marcus Rashford could score again for 8 in a row. So we're breaking all records at the minute. As I suggested then, Erik ten Hag is on, I think, 75% win rated at the minute, which is fucking insane, which is higher than any United manager. That's including Sir Alex Ferguson in the first 25 to 30 games. Casemiro and Fred on a yellow card. We need to keep an eye out for that. Maybe if we get a couple up, we can take them off near the 60th minute. And yeah, again, I repeat the point. Will we be in a title race? I think if I said at the start, when we did our big preview for the season before any game had kicked off, I said I was positive. I said I think we'll finish top 4 and I think we'll win a trophy. If Ten Hag does, first and foremost, if Ten Hag did that anyway, that would be considering how shit we was last season. That would be fucking huge, absolutely huge. If he went on and did that, Erik ten Hag, it'd be arguably the biggest turnaround for any team, because let's not forget where we was last season. We was atrocious. We was shit. Shocking. Like so poor in comparison to now. The way we've beat Liverpool, we've beat Man City, we've beat Arsenal, we've beat Tottenham, we drew at Stamford Bridge. Like, yeah, there's been a couple in there like your Brentfords or the big loss at City, but in a season like that, Ten Hag just come in, there's going to be little dips here, there, and everywhere. But apart from that, to maintain the consistency of what we have at the minute it's unreal. And one thing that sticks out to me, I was listening to a video from Steve McLaren the other day, and he was asking him about Ten Hag and saying like what his best qualities are, etc. And he was saying when he was working at him at was it Utrecht, I think, in the Netherlands, he said just his in-game management, his ability to change a game. Like, there used to be so many situations where I'd turn to him and say, well, they're dominating us. What now, Eric? Like, all right, well, drop the 9 into the 10 position, push the right back up, bring the 6 a little bit forward, do this, do that. And they'd do these changes and it'd affect the game instantly. And they'd go and win the game, or they'd get game control back. And I thought that was fascinating, just his in-game management. There was another situation where he said we was getting battered. It was like 2-0 down. It was getting pressed the life out of. Didn't have an answer for it. He looked at Erik ten Hag again and he said, "What now, Eric?" He said, "Go man to man." He was like, "Man to man, you're joking. You can't do that. We haven't got the players, the physicality, the stamina, etc." He said, "Go man to man. We'll mark them off the pitch. Don't worry about it, and we'll gain control in this." And it happened. It happened. So Erik ten Hag's in-game management is second to unreal. We've seen it even in the City game. We saw the first half. What did City do in that first half? Nothing. Literally nothing. Did he even have a shot on target? I think they had that Kyle Walker shot, didn't they, from like 30 yards, which it was a decent shot from him, to be fair, but didn't really cause us any trouble. So the first half, you could say United probably won that half, right? We had the better chances. Marcus Rashford could have took a couple. That was our half. Pep tweaks a couple of things at half time. We lose Anthony Martial, which affects our game plan. They start to gain an advantage in the first 15 minutes in the second half. He pushes Walker on into that kind of half space. So there's a bit of an overload, and that's where the goal comes from. Kevin De Bruyne puts the ball into the box of Grealish. They score. He then Ten Hag adapts again, brings certain players into certain positions, drags a player out. Just the way he does it in game, it's fascinating. If you watch just the way he structured it, honestly, it's oh shit. Oh, I've dropped my pad. And now you can hear all the noise. Just as I was getting into like a really analytical flow there, I go and do that. But yeah, you get my point. You guys have seen it. You know, you watch Ten Hag week in, week out. You know what the guy's about. You know his eye for talent. You know his in-game tactics, his man management. We are so lucky to have him. So lucky to have him. And he has got every single decision right. Imagine dealing with that situation with Cristiano. When you're just trying to bed in at a new club, you're trying to get things right. Imagine dealing with the Rashford situation, the Garnacho situation, other things off the pitch with the Glazers. Like, he's been nothing short of special, Erik ten Hag. He's been unbelievable. We've got 25 people in the YouTube chat. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider doing that. We recently hit a massive landmark of 1,000 subs, and we want to push to 2,000. So if we've got any newcomers, any people, if you want to listen to something or watch something whilst you're having a shit, or whilst you're in work, I get it. I know people like podcasts, or if you're going to sleep at night and you love football, please check us out. Real Reds Talk. Subscribe to the channel for the people on TikTok as well. I'm going to get into some more comments now, and let's have a conversation. Let's have a discussion. Let's see. Tadmore McGillish. Oh, no, I've already read that out. Sorry. Neera Sharma. Make United have a chance of winning the league. Oh, very optimistic. Man U should start Harry as their main striker. He has the potential. He behaves like a goal poacher. He can score volleys like in the Champions League against Atlanta. Maguire and Weghorst. Fucking hell. I think Weghorst, I don't want Maguire as a striker again. Do you remember that? Was that against Sociedad as well? When we played him up top and everyone was like, why the fuck have we put Maguire up top? Just because essentially we wanted to go long ball, didn't we? That's what it was. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you for that, Shreyas. Score predictions. What do we think? Get your score predictions in the comments section. Let me know. Palace a little bit of a bogey team for us. We've only won 2 in our last 5. So they can be a tough team, especially at Selhurst Park. And the last game we played against them, we actually lost. So I'm trying to get into your comments. Weghorst starting. Yeah, Weghorst starting. De Gea for the next 3 games, clean sheets or boardroom contract talks. Oh, everyone's saying Rashford rested. No, Rashford's in the starting lineup. I don't know who's saying that, but he's in the starting lineup. The position on the ball off the wall was shit. Them facing ball side, terrible. You looking forward to see Weghorst play? Yeah, I am. I'm excited. I think he actually could get a goal today. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if he scored on his debut. He's got that personality, Weghorst. Some people might call it arrogance, but Ten Hag wants to sign these players with a personality who's like nothing phases him. You see Anthony on his debut at Old Trafford against Arsenal. Didn't phase him at all. Got a goal, was just like, do you know what I mean? Where's it on his chest? Like these kind of personalities you bring in, and you have to do that because let's take Dubravka for an example. What happened to Dubravka? The Old Trafford lights got to him. He played like he was under pressure. He was making mistakes left, right, centre. And this is, people forget they are humans at the same point. Do you know what I mean? Playing for Manchester United is a massive, massive thing. Even if Weghorst has played across Europe at Besiktas. He's played for Burnley. He's played for Wolfsburg. He's played for a number of teams. He's played for Netherlands in big tournaments like we saw when he scored against Argentina. Like, he's got the experience in them kind of things. But Old Trafford, under the lights, I know we're at Selhurst Park tonight. It's a different kind of thing. It's a different atmosphere. And the Premier League is such an intense league. It's not a Conference League game. £800 a minute minimum per player. It's a 32 man. Okay. You're looking forward to see Weghorst. I already read that out. Sorry. How do you think he'll play? I think he'll be all right. Yeah, I think Weghorst will do well. Like I said, he's used to the Premier League, used to the pace of it. It's not like it's an unknown element. I think he'll be absolutely fine. Zaha to score 2. What's your thoughts? They've got rotating striker. Well, I'm glad you just mentioned that actually, because what I wanted to do, I wanted to get into the Crystal Palace team because I've talked all about Manchester United for nearly 40 minutes. Let's talk about Crystal Palace. I've not even had a look at the teams yet, so I'm guessing Zaha and Eze start straight off the bat. Maybe Gay. I think Anderson's out from what I read. Where the fuck? Team gone. Let me just get it up here. Oh, the internet's going so fucking slow. Imagine paying for top tier internet for it to do this. What a joke. Right. Why have they only put United squad in there? Oh, so on our bench, sorry, very quickly, we've got Tom Heaton, Bishop, obviously the 2 goalkeepers, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Malacia, Fred, McTominay, and then we've got Garnacho, Palestra, and Elanga. Keep an eye on Garnacho and Palestra, by the way. Anthony Martial in the squad, of course. Where the fuck? Palace starting 11. Why have you not put it on? Someone tell me the Palace team, because for some bizarre reason, it's just deciding to be an absolute bastard and just not tell me. I have no idea why. That's dead annoying. Find it on here. I don't want a predicted lineup. Why are you giving me a predicted lineup? Wow. Is that a predicted 11 or is that the actual 11? Starting. Oh, fuck's sake. Move. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where's it gone? Mate, I swear to God. Oh, why keep moving? Gaito, Klein, Richards, Gahey, Mitchell, Decore, Hughes, Mateta, Elise, Zaha, Edouard. So no Eze. Very interesting. Edouard, one to focus on for sure. I know he doesn't exactly bag quite a lot, but he's a very physical player, isn't he? I know Sam's a fan of Edouard up top. So look, I would say Varane and Lissandro got the work cut out for him. But is there any other players you trust more than them to deal with that situation? So I think we'll be absolutely fine. Harry Kane and some of that front line though, Rashford, Val, and Anthony. I like the dynamic in that though. I do. I really like the dynamic in that. Buffing. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. I'll start the stream again on YouTube and then hopefully it sorts itself out. So give me 2 secs.